is there money politics in Thailand? And how did you do that?
Yes, but not us.
Oh, I love it. Welcome back to the What Is Up Indonesia podcast with me, your host, Andovi Lopez.
And me, Abigail Andovi.
And today, I always say this, but there's a special guest because finally we have a Southeast Asian friend.
Our first international guest. Yep.
They call him the future of Thailand. They call him the almost prime minister. Please give it up for Mr. Pita! Yay!
Hello, Indonesia. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Pita.
Thank you.
For flying all the way from Thailand just for this podcast,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yes.
Why not?
I want to practice my Thai, Sawadee ka.
Selamat pagi.
Wow, okay, wow.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's all I know. Sawadee ka. Okay, and Khalkum Kham. Okay, and
Terima kasih.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Go.
Amazing. Yeah. So maybe we should give a little bit of context, right?
Yeah.
For those of you who are not aware of who Pita is, so just a brief mention. I'm sure we're going to talk more about this later, but he is right now a visiting fellow of Harvard Kennedy School.
Right.
And he was the leader of the Move Forward Party that won most seats in 2023. I know that news broke also in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And
really?
It did.
Yeah. And it went
Cool.
viral as well. Here, a lot of people were talking about it.
Cool.
And you were nominated as a prime minister candidate, right?
Yes.
But
so we form a
then-
coalition, yes.
Yeah.
Form a coalition, but then things happen, which we will talk about
Yes.
later. But first, I would like to ask you a very important question.
Okay.
So 2 days ago,
Right.
I was stalking your Instagram, right?
Okay.
Oh, wow, Abigail. Wow.
But then I realized that you followed What Is Up Indonesia, Wiwi.
Yeah?
And I was very surprised.
Yeah?
Like, why?
Well, first of all, because of the time I'm spending in Boston
Okay.
as a visiting fellow, I'm pretty much a resource for the students and the professors when it comes to democracy and backsliding as well, because in America, they're experiencing it. In Asia, we are experiencing it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Indonesian students who come to my office hours, and very much is about how to run for public office, pathway to politics,
Oh, wow.
future candidates program, because I'm on a political ban for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's been only a year. I have 9 more years
9
to
more
burn.
years.
So while I'm there as a fellow, I remember when I was a student, I graduated public policy at Harvard Kennedy School in 2011. So 14 years later, I returned. And because I have a lot of Indonesian students, Filipino students, I have to understand about their politics. And I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to Tarantino this
Whoa,
Before-
Tarantino reference.
before
Okay.
we go on.
Yeah.
The top question
Ooh.
that I get from the Indonesian students,
Yeah.
obviously Harvard students or
Yeah.
MIT students or Boston University students over there, is how much does it cost to start a political party in Indonesia? I don't know what that means for the current situation of your
means
state
a lot.
of politics
That means a
here,
lot.
but a lot of youth, probably privileged to be at Harvard and MIT, and they're thinking about running for a public office, but not for any existing incumbent
Yep.
political parties.
Yep.
They want to
Yep.
start their own party.
Right.
So they come on in and they say, my name is this, I'm doing this. I just want to, my question to you is, because I have 20 minutes with you, is how much does it cost to
Straight
start
to the
a
heart of
political
the
party?
question.
Yeah.
Two countries, Indonesia and Philippines.
Of course. Yeah.
If they're Thai, if they're Japanese or Colombian and things like that, they were like, I want to be a mayor of this city. I want to be I want to
I
run.
So their
see.
system
I
is
want to
already
run for
good.
my party and things like that. So I have some fresh blood into the system, but only two countries that stood out. Indonesia and the Philippines. How much does it cost to start a political party?
I think that says a
A
lot.
lot.
So that's why I followed politics very closely.
I see.
And then I saw your channel popped up. Thanks, algorithm. So I think it's probably because of algorithm or something like that. So as, in English, obviously, it's something that is probably an alternative to Jakarta Times or Jakarta Post or whatever you have, which is formal. But I also want to see something that I cannot read from CNN, Reuters, or Al Jazeera, or Jakarta Times or Jakarta Post. So maybe UI is something that
WIUI. Yeah.
What is up in
Indonesia?
Yeah,
Also
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I gave you the tab.
Thank you. I mean, we really appreciate it. And I know.
And obviously after this, I'll probably have to promote you guys so that the Thais, the younger generation, Thailand, or even Thai people who care about Indonesia would follow as well.
Is there a What Is Up Thailand version? Is there a What Is Up Indonesia version of Thailand?
The thing is, you guys are niche because you have it in English. You are Gen Z catered. I have a couple of friends who do something that he's like Jon Stewart of Thailand.
Wow.
His name is John Win Yu, for example. The show was called Spoke Dark.
Okay.
Spoke Dark, and very funny, very easy, like spoon-fed kind of political bites.
Right.
Yeah, but it was not in English, so it was only like within Thailand. But for you guys to have it in English, so that other people and diaspora can understand too.
Right. Okay, that's actually very interesting because I would have thought like there in Southeast Asia there would be a What Is Up Thai, What Is Up Malaysia.
There's Tiger and Thai Inquirer, but they're more formal. So it's not like it's not funny, it's not meme, it's not like properly edited like you guys.
Maybe there needs to be What Is Up Thailand.
There should be.
The enterprising
franchising.
Franchising.
I'm just joking with you.
Yeah.
You don't need to franchise. I mean, you got a very large population here.
280 million.
Your Gen Z is like what, 80 million or something that's larger than my country as a whole. So a very young country and things like that. Right. Also, what the audience might want to know is that I'm 45 now. So when I was 20 years old, when I graduated from college, I worked in a private sector, like a consulting company, which ASEAN client base.
Right.
So I used to fly from Bangkok to Jakarta, work for your state-owned enterprise, work for your banks and stuff like that. So I've seen right after Reformacy. Reformacy 1997, 98.
Yeah.
So I got here for the first time maybe year 2000. That was when the Asian financial crisis hit both of our countries. That's the parallel.
Right.
And then later on, the tsunami that hit Aceh and also Pangai in Thailand. So that was the kind of brotherhood, the kind of solidarity that both countries went through hardship. There was something in Thailand as well, not as strong or not as prevalent as Reformacy. But it was a short amount of time that democracy actually a little bit flourished. The constitution was drafted directly, indirectly by the people rather than the military.
Okay.
So we shared the dictatorship period. We shared the Asian financial crisis.
Right.
You have the Reformacy. We have something
sort of similar.
Maybe
sort of similar.
30% or 50% of you guys.
I see.
Right.
And then the tsunami recovery. And then my personal time spent in Jakarta, Bangkok, Jakarta. And then later on, fast forward to today with all my students back at Harvard. That's why I followed along.
Wow.
So you better ask me questions before I start asking you questions because I have lots. I have lots.
Before we move, right? I'm sure that a lot of you who are watching are not familiar with the full context of your political journey. So I would like for you to explain maybe a bit briefly about like what is Thailand's political structures like, and maybe briefly about your political journey.
Okay. So Thailand is constitutional monarchy, parliamentary system. No presidents like this. So you have 500 seats in the parliament. 400 is district. So district all over the country. We have 76 provinces. So 400 MPs responsible for that.
Okay.
And then 100 is party list. So think about the 400s as area-based member of parliament representative in the lower house. And the 100, think of it as agenda-based MP. So leadership, environment, labor rights, youth empowerment, public health in the 100.
And 400 is
and 400 is all districts.
Okay.
And they sort of have different KPIs and different capabilities. District, obviously, you have to take care of problems. What keeps people awake at night around this area? As a district MP, you should know. But as a partyless MP, if you are about environmental rights, you want to take care of renewable energy all over the country. So it's a different kind of animal.
Right.
That's a lower house.
Okay.
Right.
And in a nutshell, in one sentence, Thai politics was about and is still about the politics of elected versus appointed. So a very similar situation to before reformacy,
Right.
like before SBY,
yeah.
before President SBY.
Yeah.
So you have military appointed positions,
Those are the standards, right?
and in short, upper house,
Yeah.
250 appointed, 500 that
Elected.
I explained elected. So I'm the people's choice, but the parliamentary chaos. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I'm the people's choice
The people
because
chose
in the
you.
lower house,
Yeah.
we won 40%. We form a coalition of
40%.
312 out of 500. So that's a very comfortable
that's
parliamentary
Yeah.
strength foundation.
Yeah.
But then we were blocked by the military appointed senators.
Yep.
So think before reformacy where dual function where the military
Fungsi,
sometimes
Yep.
have appointment within
strategic places.
senators,
Yeah.
state-owned enterprise boards.
Right.
A lot of them could be in judiciary as well, independent organizations, election commission.
Yeah.
So those are the things. Or even Myanmar
Yeah.
during Aung San Suu Kyi's time when
Right.
there was Nagri cyclone during that time, 2010, 2011-ish, when election is allowed, but also there was an appointed
Right.
part of element of it. So you could call it competitive autocracy to end the answer to this question.
And doing all this, I mean, your Move Forward Party is. Can you please tell us the history a bit about the Move Forward Party?
Okay. Yeah.
Did you found it? Did you find it with a couple of other people? Like, how did it gain so much traction in Thailand?
Yeah.
It started with the first party, 1.0, Party 1.0,
Party 1.0. Okay.
Future Forward Party.
Yep.
Okay. Future Forward Party. Okay.
That time we campaigned for about 6 months,
Okay.
right after military coup and the extension of military government. We won 80 seats out of 500.
The first time you guys
The first
campaigned.
time, without any experiences, no political experiences before. I was in the private sector. I mean, I went to public policy school, so
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I had political ambition since my 20s, right after
Okay.
when tsunami hit and things like that. But never hold a public office. And when we went in with the narrative of trying to answer why Thailand needs to change, why civilian government over military, why we have to demonopolize, why we have to give power outside of Bangkok so that the other 75 provinces can selfly determine their own future. Why? We just keep answering why, because we had no experience to sell. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we got 80 seats.
Right.
8 months later, dissolved. The party got dissolved by the Constitutional Court. You guys have Constitutional Court.
We do, but they're not
Because-
working any properly either.
No, but you because you amend the age limit. I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
For our-
Constitutional Court.
Yeah.
So we have the kind of structure.
Is your constitutional court good or bad?
Well, there are.
I mean, they
there are,
dissolved this
when,
party.
When they dissolved the party, the element of the judges, 2 were directly appointed by the generals. 2 were appointed by the military. 7 were confirmed by the Senate, which was appointed by the military. So directly and indirectly,
Right.
the judges were appointed by the generals
see.
back 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
I love how I know we speak we're different cultures, different languages, but this is not any different.
I don't know about you, but for
Our
us, Constitutional Court happened during reformacy time. So
Right.
for us,
Yeah.
probably year 1998, 1999, we call it the green flag movement, that finally we have a constitution that is drafted by the people for the
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the time that when we started to think about independent organizations, including the Constitutional Court.
Yeah.
According to the scholars, we copied Austrian model and German model.
Oh.
So I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but for Germany, I understand from SPD, our sister party in Germany, and CDU, which is the current government.
Current
now,
government, yeah.
That
Democratic.
over there, the judges are confirmed both by the upper house and the lower house. Lower house is also definitely elected.
Right.
So there's some linkage to the people.
Right,
There's some transparency.
Right.
There's some accountability. But for the case of
Our
many countries all around the
constitutional
world,
yeah.
then they were appointed. So so they dissolved the Future Forward Party first.
dissolve
8
that?
months into it,
Yeah.
I was a designated survivor.
Designated
So
survivor.
I was not in the executive committee. I was not in the leadership.
Okay.
I was
Right.
party list number 4.
Okay.
I only, my daughter was 2 years old and things like that. But politics has always been in the back of my mind. Sooner or later, we'll run. And I feel like Future Forward party number 1 resonated with me. So
Yeah.
I gave it a shot. I tried to run. And then 8 months into it, I did not expect to take the leadership of the position. Like, I wanted to be good at what I do, but I didn't expect to be the prime ministerial candidate. I didn't expect to
Right.
lead the party during COVID crisis, during the uprising of Thai youth, during, after such quite a success at the time. You have
Yeah.
80 out of 500, so that's about 25% of
That's
the
crazy.
of the parliament already for the first term for a rookie party.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
then we did that. But when they dissolved the party, lots of things happened, lawsuits and things like that. 30 gone. 30 either
30 seats are gone.
30 seats gone. So when I became the leader of party 2.0,
Yeah.
move forward
Move
party.
forward
yeah.
party.
I'm sure you guys do a lot of good post-production and editing and party 2.0.
Yeah.
Move forward party is something you
Yeah.
understand. Move forward party. So I had 50.
Okay.
So I have 50 to work with, 50 MPs to work with.
Okay.
So 50 out of 500, that's 10% now
Yeah.
of the parliament. And 3 years into it, first time as a rookie leader, designated survivor, and we managed to take it up to 150. We expanded
crazy.
3 times, 3 folds.
And not only 3 times, like the highest number of seats, right, for any party.
Yes, and still is.
So that's
crazy.
So
yeah.
we won the election. We won, we formed, and we got blocked.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't lose. I didn't fail.
I love
We
it.
won.
I love that.
We formed a coalition, and we got blocked by the appointed senators by not showing up for quorum.
Oh.
250 appointed senators.
That's crazy.
If 50 of them did not show up, 205 showed up to be precise. You can check
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
So 45 did not show up, including those who promised on television that they will vote for me, and promised to me during our private conversations that they will vote on the conscience of the people.
And they did.
But
they
last
didn't.
minute, they did not show up. So you
Ooh.
could say Thai democracy died by quorum.
Wow.
That's something that is
Clip that, TikTok that, Instagram that.
that's exclusive to What Is Up Indonesia.
Wow.
That's something that
That's
you cannot
crazy.
read on New York Times.
but
that's something that you cannot read on CNN. But
Right.
the day that I was to be confirmed to be selected by the majority of National Assembly of 750,
Yeah.
500 lower, 250 upper house,
Mm-hmm.
the upper house, 45 people did not show up for that
That's
day. So
crazy.
that lack of quorum blocked me. If 45 of them showed up for the most important day
Yeah.
of their duty, which is to select the leader of the
to
country
select
because the
the prime
constitution gives
minister.
them the power, I might have become the prime minister.
You know that's crazy. You are literally bypassing democracy. The will of the people have voted you in.
Yeah.
And 45 people changed that. Look, I'm sure these 45 people got a phone call,
The night before.
Yeah, the night before. In Indonesia, they got a lunch. Because in Indonesia, there was a thing where the same thing happened. The Constitutional Court
Yeah.
changed over a lunch call.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's weird how we Southeast Asians have the same culture.
Backsliding,
Yeah.
erosion within.
Yeah, it's just an erosion within. It's crazy.
But it's like they're doing it indirectly in like a polite manner. It's not like
No,
very
they're-
direct.
they're more
it's
discreet.
Like discreet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, autocrats, elites politics are getting smarter.
wow.
That's what you need to
clip.
to deliver it out to.
And that's why we need to
the
get
media.
smarter.
Because
too.
they're
Right.
very
It is
smart
true.
nowadays.
We feel the same way thing in Indonesia. The autocrats are getting smarter. They know how the game is played. They know how to play the buzzers. Like they know how to play the game now. And it's scary because they have all the money and power and all the system and structure.
So now because I have to travel all over the world. I'm delivering a speech on the state of Asia.
Okay.
Okay.
And in Asia, it's either burning,
Or
boiling,
yeah.
or backsliding,
Yeah.
or booming.
Yeah.
Like some
So
of
the
the
four
countries
Bs.
are growing by 6-7% also, and
Yeah.
and they're really prospering. They're really taking advantage with the great power rivalry all around the world.
Right.
They're friendshoring. They're prospering. They're happy.
Yeah.
Minority.
There's a
Some
big
are
smile.
backsliding.
Yeah.
Some are boiling.
Yeah.
And some are literally burning.
Yeah.
One piece, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's good when you say One Piece in Thailand. It's not. It's more of the Hunger Games, right?
Yeah,
In the past, three, 4 years ago. But now,
Now it's
whether
One Piece.
it's block everything in France, whether it's Morocco, whether it's Madagascar,
whether it's Nepal,
whether it's
Indonesia.
you
It's One
guys,
Piece.
it's One Piece.
Wait.
So that's a soft power. That's
a soft power.
the
I
line
wanna-
between politics and
I want to
entertainment.
go back a little bit because
Yeah.
I feel like you glossed over something really important there.
Yeah.
So during when Move Forward Party under your leadership, right? You guys campaign, you gained the most seats, which is insane.
Insane. That's insane.
unheard of.
That's unheard of.
That's like if we make a political party, we campaign, and
And
we
we got-
won over PDIP.
Which is impossible.
Which is impossible.
Which is an impossibility
It's like-
in this country.
So I want to ask you, like the elephant in the room, right?
Yeah.
Is there money politics in Thailand? And how did you do that?
Yes, but not us.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, explain.
Dude,
You need to
Pita
explain.
is on fire. Yes, but
But
not us. They not like us. They not like us. You know? Oh, wow.
So you're asking for my secret sauce.
Yes. What is
Yes.
your secret sauce?
What is it?
How?
So first of all, let me confirm the sentence. Even if you interview my fiercest competitor,
Right.
they'll say many bad things about us, about me.
Right.
But they will never say that I use money in politics.
Wow, that's fire.
And you can see his
they'll
confidence in saying that.
They'll say this party is just broke poor. And let me explain. So we do a lot of retail donation, retail campaign finance.
Okay.
Our average donation is was $15 per person.
Okay.
Oh, so it's like the correct me if I'm wrong, it's like-
Crowdfunding.
Yeah.
It's like the Bernie Sanders way. If it's in America, it's at the
Yeah.
closest.
Yeah, it happens to be
analogy.
the same number. So
Right.
when Thai people pay tax, there's a little box that says which party you want to donate to.
Oh.
And the maximum is $15. So we've been number one for 4 straight years. And that gives...
Is this a Thai system that
Yeah, it's
when
a
they
Thai
pay tax?
system. Yeah,
Oh, that's very
Wait, that's a very
interesting.
Indonesia should live. So when you pay tax,
Yeah.
there's a
Indonesia-
box that says, "Would you
Yeah.
like to donate to a party?"
Yeah, at the very end of the form.
Oh.
And then which party you want to say, and then
Can
you
you
put
say
it
no?
down.
Can you say
Yeah,
I don't want to donate?
you can
Oh,
just skip
okay.
because if you have any tax saving mechanisms, you might not need to.
Understand.
But because of this, it's tax saving for the people and also a donation to the party.
Indonesia should clear. I
But
would rather
who will you donate to though?
nobody. Not our current
And
system.
the way
But
we
yes.
did that was because we felt like campaign financing was very important to us. Yet again, the rules of the game, the legal barrier to set up a party is very high.
Yeah.
I'm sure for you guys also. The bureaucracy, the presence all around the country.
Yes,
You guys
yes.
are islands, so
Islands,
very
crazy,
hard.
yeah.
And also the amount of money that you
Money.
can raise.
Yeah.
For example, when we do merchandising,
Yeah.
Okay.
it cannot be online. If you want to support our party, you have to go to a offline place to buy our jacket and things like that. So
Okay.
merchandising is also very hard. But that kind of donation, sometimes we have a like a dinner kind of thing, only from SMEs and things like that. But no lobbyists, no corporates, because you know why?
Why?
Political autonomy. You'd be a very miserable politician if you have to keep answering phone calls when you're about to vote something. So if I want to liberalize liquor industry in Thailand so that I can support my farmers, because if you go to Bangkok, Pattaya,
Yeah.
or Chiang Mai, and you want to have, you guys cannot have. Suppose other for
We can.
We
you can
can.
have? Okay.
Yeah.
And there's maybe 2 or 3 beers you can choose from.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we want to liberalize so that smaller craft beer
Yes.
can also do business as
Okay.
well. So there's no barrier to entry. And supposedly, if someone calls that you have to change your position or your voting position on energy, on banking, on
Yep.
anything.
You have no
so that's
autonomy.
why political autonomy was really important to us. And that's why campaign finance is really important. Now, the second part of, since you are broke, And
How?
you have to do
Yeah.
only retail financing rather than wholesale financing
Right.
or getting lots of money.
Money
Some
from
some
donors.
other parties, if you want to be number 1, number 2, number 3 in the party list,
You have
Okay.
to.
it might be. I'm not sure, but it might be depending on how much money you donate to the party.
Right. Makes
I
sense.
don't know
Yeah.
if that's the case for
That's
you guys.
same thing.
Same.
Yeah,
Same
if
thing.
you donate 100 million
Yeah,
US
yes,
dollars,
yes,
yes.
you could be the top 2 or 3.
Of course.
Hence, the higher the probability of becoming the minister. You know what I mean?
I completely understand.
Yeah, yeah,
that
So
makes
when-
complete sense.
yeah.
When we don't have anything like that, when we manage campaigns, it has to be really effective. Lean campaign management.
Lean
I call
campaign
it.
management.
We call it in our party called precision politics.
precision politics.
Precision
Okay,
politics.
can you explain?
Explain, please. Elaborate.
So I had a framework out of the entire 400 districts, out of the entire country that I told you about.
yeah.
I look at 4 factors.
Okay.
This is really secret sauce, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Can the other
I'm
parties in
telling
Thailand hear
you,
this?
like maybe, my students will probably say it anyway when they return to
Oh,
Indonesia.
okay.
So I'm giving it to you now.
Yeah.
4 factors I look at
Okay.
when I was the leader. Candidate,
Okay.
competitor,
Okay.
constituencies,
Okay.
and count.
What's
Count.
that?
Count.
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 Okay.
I'm going to explain what I mean.
4
Okay.
C's. There's 4
4,
C's.
4C framework
Alright.
of precision politics.
Okay.
So I look at the candidate. If my candidate is strong, capable, vigorous,
Got it.
independent, can do it by themselves, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Competitor, if they're weak, if they've been around for a long time, incumbent,
Yes.
pretty
yes,
fragile,
yes.
never deliver results, money politics.
Right.
That's number 2.
Yeah.
Constituencies down south in Thailand with the border of Malaysia, Muslim majority, Pattani, Yala, Narathiwat, Phuket, and all those people. The average age of constituency is lower than me, 40 years old. Young,
Oh, right,
young,
right. Yeah,
young
young.
areas.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they're in the north, then I have the right policy that is aligned with the constituency.
Got it.
If it's
Right,
younger,
yeah, yeah.
then I have more of
More
a youth
youth,
policy
yeah,
to
yeah.
them. So I segment and I tailor according
Got
to
it,
constituency. And count is to look at the previous count.
Okay.
Previous voting turnout in the past, previous
interesting.
voting inclination in the past, just to see if it's going liberal or if it's going conservative or if they switch all the time. So once I have this data driven,
Yeah.
then I have the ability to prioritize the areas.
Okay.
So it's very
So out of
data-driven.
400, strong candidate, weak competitor, maybe younger constituencies, and the rising inclination to vote liberal, but progressive.
So you put priority on those areas.
Then it becomes 160 out of 400.
Okay.
And out of 160 out of that 400 that I prioritize on,
Yeah.
I can also divide it into 3 colors.
3 colors.
3 colors.
Green, yellow, red.
Okay. Why is it?
If it's green, very strong candidate, very weak competitor,
got
very
it.
high voting turnout,
Yeah, yeah,
right, right. It's a
yeah.
criteria.
I show up one time. If it's still red, meaning
Yeah.
maybe our candidate is
Not
not very
vigorous.
capable,
Yeah.
maybe next time
Strong
keep
competitor.
trying. The competitor
Yeah.
is pretty strong, both money, politics, but also do some work, a lot of things like that. Voting turnout is quite hard because they live in a
Right.
mountain or
Right,
something that,
right.
they're not very, they're not very linked
Right.
to, they don't think politics is sensational for them, for example.
Right.
Then I don't show up.
If it's yellow,
See.
3 times. Swing states.
Oh, because he needs to convince. Yeah, that makes sense.
Swing district.
right, right.
And we got 151 out of 160.
I see.
So 112 and 40 something party list. So we got pretty much 151 MPs out of the 160.
That's crazy.
Okay.
160. Yeah. That's
crazy.
So that's 90% accuracy.
Wow.
So that's why we don't need a lot of money. If you start a political party and you manage it
Right.
very effectively, like a lean campaign management,
Right.
then you don't need a lot of money. So you don't need to compromise your bank account or your values. Because if you start with the wrong idea,
Right.
and okay, my bank account and my values, I have to be a flip-flop politician.
Yeah.
I say one thing out before the ballot.
Then
I
you say
And then
something
you say
else.
say a
something else.
different something. I join a wrong coalition and things like that. You can't get things done. I mean, you have to ask yourself, why politics? And that's, okay, I'm going to give you a second thing.
Okay.
This is an interview room. I'm the
Right.
party leader. You guys are applying, and the
Okay.
audience is too.
Okay.
You are applying to be the candidate for
the party.
For the party.
Okay.
Name.
Yeah.
Your previous background.
Yeah. Entertainer.
So why politics?
Because I want to change Indonesia or Thailand in this case.
How?
Well, you know, I want to
Just kidding. So you're getting to see what the kind of the roasting, the environment. Yeah, but there's a reason for it. I'm not trying to like hurt anyone, but the three questions would be: you look them in the eye. It's like, why? So why politics? Why running for public office? Why our party and not other party? So why this party only and not any other party? If I don't choose you, would you run for any other party? That tests them. And the last question is why now? Okay. And why not the previous election and why not the next election, just to see if they're ready or not. So pretty much just
this is your testing questions.
Testing questions out of the interview, and they have to do lots of things before that. They have to write essays, they have to pass like various interviews, and then they have to do an internship and try it out. Future candidates program, you know. And then if I ask the candidates these questions, I'll be able to separate right away if if they can articulate their why. Then they'll be quite a strong candidate, and then they will enjoy politics.
Okay.
But if it's for the wrong reason, whether it's status, symbol, or whatever, they'll be pretty miserable.
But they won't say that they're in it for the status, symbol, money, whatever during that interview, right? They can lie.
Well, they'll stumble.
Okay.
They wouldn't say it's because. I think because
you can see through them.
Thailand can and I can, and I want to demilitarize, I want to decentralize, and I want to demonopolize. It's elevator speech.
Right.
So if you get in an elevator with me,
you say these things
with me, and then you already know why you're doing it because you think we can realize the potential of my country and myself, and I want to do three things when I get elected. That's as simple as that. So. For the Indonesian youth, for the ASEAN youth, and if you're thinking about pathway to politics of really running for office and make a change, obviously I encourage you to. But the process of doing it, even if you're not in my office hours in Boston, ask yourself these questions.
That's actually really good.
So 4C framework, that's how you do campaign management. If you want to run for Pashitan, for example, if you want to run for a particular small area somewhere, then do the analysis of the 4C framework so that you know whether you have a chance and things like that.
He even knows Pacitan. He even knows.
And then ask.
That's a very good. That's a pull. That was a pull.
Then ask. So why politics? Why this party? And why now?
And why now?
If you can answer that, your campaign will be easy, and the probability of winning will be much higher because you can go and talk to people. You can go to talk to the nasi goreng green stall in front of you, and this is my name. I wanna run for a seat here because I want to do A, B, C, and then you walk. But if you don't know any of this, you'll be like, you have never done it before. You'll be like, hi, read the pamphlet and things like that, and the eye contact will not be there. Because it's not genuine, it's not authentic.
And Pita, in Indonesia, it's the other way around. So let's say you're a candidate, I'm a party leader. My question is, are you my son?
Nepotism.
Are you my uncle? Or are you my nephew? That's all you are?
Nepo babies.
You are, yay! That's how it goes. Okay.
So
if you end up asking Rifki to cut this, I'm going to be so mad.
At this point, we gave the context to Thailand. I give the parallels between Indonesia and Thailand. I talked about myself and my relationship to Jakarta and Indonesia. I talk about Thai politics and my party. Now, if you look outside a little bit, backsliding is global.
Yeah.
It's global.
What's unique about Asia? What's unique about ASEAN? It could be coups in Africa. It could be a strongman populism in Latin America. But backsliding is really happening all around the world.
That's a great question.
What's unique about ASEAN? Because you mentioned it, that's why I switch the rhythm of the podcast.
That's a great question.
Bloodline politics, baby.
No, because it's very interesting. Everywhere around the world, you're right. It's backsliding. Even countries like the US has gone to complete mess. Look, ASEAN, even though, we share a heritage, we're all different cultures, right? From Myanmar to Brunei to Indonesia to Timor-Leste, right? I honestly think it has something to do with our history, sort of, in my opinion.
Our history
True,
with
true,
colonialism.
in a way.
With the colonialism.
In a way.
Which I feel that... Okay, let's just take Western countries.
Okay, go ahead. I have 3 hypotheses, by the way.
My hypothesis is that Western countries, first of all, they're older. So they've gone through this test of time, right? In the first 80 years, America had a civil war. In the first 80 years. Indonesia, not even 80 years. We don't want a civil war. But we're such a young country relative. Like when people say our country's gone to shit, relatively, if we scope out and zoom out in the global stage, ASEAN countries are young. Except, of course, Thailand, because you guys are a different story, constitutional monarchy, never been colonized, all this stuff. When we talk about Indonesia, we're such a young country. Maybe this is our teenage phase.
Your median age is 29, right?
Right.
My median age is 40.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. So I think because we're so young, there is no roadmap. We're
still figuring it out.
We're like teenage phase. We're puberty.
No, but this section,
Right.
the objective is to go beyond Indonesian audience
But
and Thai
ASEAN,
audience
right?
even. It's in English, so I really want the entire world to listen to what we're saying now.
Okay.
Bloodline politics.
Ooh.
Look at all the ASEAN countries and the leader or the vice leader with the same last name as their fathers.
You're upset.
How many countries?
Almost, not except Singapore. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, except Singapore.
But there's some succession planning over
There's
there.
some succession planning.
But
You're
let's
right.
leave it at that. But
okay.
the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand,
the daughter is
Cambodia.
the vice president of the.
And it's not that case in the Western world.
It used to
Not
be.
really.
It used to be.
Not
the Bush,
anymore. Not anymore.
The Bush,
right?
the
Bush
Abe,
Senior, Bush
the
Junior.
Trudeau.
Right.
It used to be like that, but for some reason, proxy leadership and Nepo babies starting to come back to this region. When I won the election, I felt one thing that was happening in this region was that the leaders were getting younger, except for you guys. Except for Prabowo and Pak Jokowi.
Even though our vice president is young.
Lawrence Wong and Lee Hsien Loong, Pita and Prayut,
Young.
Hun Manet and Hun Sen, Babong and Duterte. If you take the average of the age, our ASEAN leaders, if it was democratic, like full flesh, then you would have the leaders since 2023 until now of about 20 to 30 years younger. Prime Minister Anwar with Mahathir, for example. 90-something down
90
to,
something. Yeah,
to
you're
70,
right.
60, 70, right? So that was really the chance that the leaders will be at the age where their ability to relate to the youth. But because of bloodline politics, you got to have the same last name as your parents in order to become the leader of all of ASEAN leaders, which is fine by me, by the way. It's the proxy leadership that's the problem. If you were to decide something and you have to ask your father, okay, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? It does not reflect proportionately to the challenge of our time, which is very quick. You have to be able to think on your feet. You ought to be able to talk and articulate your thinking right away when asked. But because of this, sometimes you got to go back to your father. Okay, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? How do I take care of this issue? So I don't have any problems with, father to parents and things like this. For me, if my daughter wanted to become a politician,
why not? Exactly.
No.
You don't want.
The hurdle for her is much higher. So if it's other people's children and they wanted to try. I would encourage, we want new blood into politics. We want the youth to care about politics. But if it was my daughter, the hurdle for her will be very high. Right. It's not just because that she's seen me around campaigning and she wants to be one. The fire inside her must be large enough that I would endorse. But otherwise, be an artist or do something that you really wanted to do.
It's crazy that.
But this is the thing that is about us. The second thing.
Okay.
Weaponized courts.
Yeah.
In South Korea,
Yep.
Some backsliding after 1988 democratization, after vicious military coups 4 times. And then in December, martial law happened.
Yeah.
Then the resilience of the people, they fought back.
Yeah.
The court impeached. The court protected democracy.
Yeah.
Whereas in any other parts of Asia,
In
the
Asia.
courts destroy democracy.
Yep, 1000%.
You know what I'm saying?
I completely
Yes.
understand.
So that's
And it
very
is like
Asian.
a- yeah.
That's very
That's a very
backsliding.
Asian thing.
Why?
Third one, digital autocracy. The ability to use misinformation, information,
Yep.
fake
Yeah,
news,
yeah, yeah,
deepfake,
yeah, yeah.
civilians, digital civilians in Asian countries are top notch.
Yeah.
So it's the old school traditional censorship style,
But
plus the futuristic
Futuristic.
way of
Right.
technology and things like that. I think these three things are, other countries in the world, other regions in the world would do it too, but this is very unique to majority of Asian countries.
Asian country.
you know what? I completely feel like we do feel that bloodline politics has been ruining. It's not that you cannot be in politics if you're related to someone.
Okay.
But the fact that you said that, it clicked my mind. When you have to ask your father for something, it's not answering to the trouble of your time. Right? Right. If you have to ask, for example, I'm going to say, if you have to ask Jokowi for issues, his time has passed. It's supposed to be your original ideas to be like, no, this is the problem with AI. We need to figure it out. If you ask Prabhu or Jokowi, I'm not saying they don't understand, but if I ask my mom about AI, she won't understand. Not because she's stupid. It's just way past her time. Just like I don't understand Skibidi Toilet. You ask me about Skibidi Toilet and
No cap.
no cap. I'm like, what are you saying, right? But you're right.
And it's not just that,
The
right?
guy's got aura.
Oh,
My daughter is 9, so do not underestimate me when it comes to
I think he's more
I was
well-versed than
CBD,
you.
no
Yeah,
cap,
he's
and
more
everything like
well-versed than
this.
me.
and it's not just that, right? Like the people elected, for example, this person, but if this person keeps asking his dad or whatever about like the decision, who is the real leader?
Yeah.
That's the only problem. Like leadership,
Yeah.
you got to be able to like stand on your feet and things like that, because the situation of our time, the state of our time, experience is good, but not everything. There's good experience and there's bad experience.
I love it. I love
You
that
know,
quote. That's a quote.
when I go on debate, and obviously as a rookie leader with all the incumbents, it's
Yeah.
been around for 40 years, running for office even before I was born in 1980, for example.
Yeah.
That's the kind of question you can expect from any debate.
Yeah.
And then you got to really remind the public that experience is important, but not everything. There's good experience and there's bad experience, there's relevant experience and there's irrelevant experience.
Oh, I love that.
So if you use analog
that.
experience with digital,
Right.
or even if you use digital with AI, then you're
yeah.
going to miscalculate the whole thing.
Yeah. So I'm
So
curious.
that's why you have to be able to analyze and communicate and have your own critical thinking,
Right.
because it's uncharted territory what we're going through.
Yeah, we are.
It's not going to be the same.
So I'm very curious. Why do you think those things are very unique to Asia?
I think because Europe
Like-
or the Western world had that bloodline thing, right?
They do.
They did.
Used to, right?
Used to. Now it's shifting to us, sort of,
But we have those bloodline things too.
since forever. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's just becoming really, really prevalent
It's
here in
apparent.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so apparent.
Southeast Asia.
Like our leader of the House of Representative
My-
is the granddaughter of our our current
Yeah.
first president. Like,
And even like here, some people would view that as legitimacy.
yeah, people will view that,
Yeah.
but it's not
Not
legitimate.
a problem.
In,
but like
in,
it's
in 3 words, it's barrier to entry. Commoners cannot enter. There's a barrier to entry, like campaign financing
Yeah.
and political identity. And also, that's why I do what I do as a pathway to politics kind of program or campaign school, teaching commoners to run for office without compromising their bank accounts or values. Like if you use technology, which is totally free nowadays,
Right, yeah.
and you digest yourself, you self-digest to the skeleton of your existence of why the country needs you, why people should vote for you, then the barrier to entry goes down, and then that's when commoners started to have that kind of ability. But it's also bad elites, bad elites in the region that they feel like they're anti-majority. They're like the minority that feel like they have the mechanisms and institutionalized mechanisms to change the rules of the game, or gerrymandering, or the election result and the election outcome doesn't have to be the same. So that's how democracy dies, right? That's
Yeah,
erosion
exactly.
of trust that is starting to happen. So you got to push back. You got to make sure that politics is relevant, and you got to make sure that it's sensational. At least people show up to vote. When we won 76% voting turnout. Last time for you guys, I don't know if it's true, but it's like 83%.
83%.
83%.
So you guys also
82%.
So voting turnout is key.
It's key.
Especially for Gen Z, especially for younger people. It's not automatic anymore that the students would vote for the progressives or for the liberals.
You're right. It's not automatic.
They might feel like Democrats don't deliver. Democracy is not effective form of governance.
Yeah.
And they'll look somewhere else.
No, a lot of young people in Indonesia voted because our president danced. That's a reality. Like I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
That's a reality. A lot of young people in Indonesia forgot his past. Forgot his past. And they were like, he's
And
cute.
there's a lot of like media going around interviewing people like, why are you gonna vote for this guy? And a lot of them, most of them said, oh, because he's cute, because his campaign looks fun, because he danced. So it's
which is so ironic because if you know his history, you're
I
like,
see.
wow.
I see.
And also, like, I know a lot of my friends who ran for office as well. And when they were doing campaigns, right, they wanted to do what you did, where they actually talked to the people, they offered them ideas, this is what I'm going to do. And they were very well-spoken, very eloquent, very confident. But the people, because they're so used to money politics, they instead says like, what are you going to give me? Like, how much money are you going to give me? And they keep on getting that. And then they didn't get that many votes because idea in Indonesia, at least from my friend's experience, money beats ideas. So I'm very curious because you said that in Thailand, money politics is also a thing. But how come your ideas can beat those money?
That's a great question.
It started with the idea, and then action, results.
Okay.
So, during funerals or weddings and things like that, supposedly you need to give money for something. But we don't have any. So we were very upfront with, we don't have any money for you, but we have our sweat and tear to give you. And we're going to use the parliamentary system to make your heart sing. So what keeps you awake at night?
Wow. So
In this area, it might be the
Traffic.
waste management facility, waste management facility somewhere around here that they're not doing a proper job.
Sure.
And the leakage of toxic is ruining my health.
Or air pollution.
And ruining my children's health. I try to talk to the governor. I try to talk to the local leader. And they don't do anything about it because they probably bribe or something like that.
Yeah.
But here's a member of parliament with the legislative power to actually deliver results. So, your problem is land rights. You don't have any land, but all these conglomerates own the land, and you have any piece of land to live on.
Yeah.
You are supposed to. So this is how we're going to do it. It's going to take maybe a year or two. So I'm managing your expectation, but we're going to use the parliamentary system to work with the government in order for you to secure those lands, and we had done it. So it's not going to be a short-term thing, but it's going to take a long time, and you need to work with me. But I'm going to make you sleep later on. So whatever keeps you awake at night, we will be the kind of MP that does it for you. And we talk to them. Our job is not to give you money, but our job is to speak on your behalf. Our job is to pass progressive laws. Our job is to provide the check and balance to the government. So when you speak and nobody listen, that's when I speak and 10 million people will hear about it. And that's when the transparency happen, and those things that you gossip during your coffee time about this problem and that problem, the light will be on it. And finally, when the light's on it, somebody will fix it.
Because when you speak, it's you as a member of the parliament who are speaking.
Yes, or in the parliamentary committee, you have that kind of authority to call all these people in. So, Governor, why do you allow these kind of toxic waste management or mining to happen in this area, and how come you don't care about the indigenous rights in this area? So you do something like this. In the beginning, it
was hard.
They'll be like, you guys, you're gonna do it, but I want my $60.
Yeah.
But later on, as we progress, and then they'll start to understand, and word of mouth, whether they will still take the money from opponents. It's a question.
Yeah.
But they'll say, okay, I take the money, but I'll vote for the orange anyway.
But
so it's a gradual process that you need to do. I dance too, by the way. But But it's not the only thing.
Okay.
I mean, like social media and things like that, and to go viral is just the tip of the iceberg. Which I give you out. You know, the strategy planning, the setting it up, the making it happen, the appearance, the endorsement that it comes in the right time. Everything is like planned hour by the hour. So it's that kind of effective management that you need in order to beat all these wholesale politics or money politics and things like that, because it will stay with ASEAN in a long time. If we ask our Filipino friends or in various parts of the world, even Latin America and things like that, is still the case. Patronage system and things like that. But you gotta show them the alternative. In the past, there was no politicians or parties that you can show them the alternative. Slower, but more sustainable. The land rights, human rights, right to breathe. You know, this is like pure human rights that affect you, highly relevant to you, and finally, you'll be able to prosper as a citizen.
What I learned is that from what Pita says is that the leader of the political party needs to step up as well into this narrative, right? We can't, because I think what we've been seeing in Indonesia is that they are letting these young candidates run and defend themselves, and none of them are backing them up. And that's why, like, when they say maybe they don't have the authority yet, and people are like, yeah, but what can you do? There's no way that you're going to win anyway. And so people don't really believe it. But the difference is that what I'm seeing is you already have the authority, and you also have the title of the party leader. And when you say it, it's more believable. And that legitimacy transferred to maybe your candidates, and that's why people believe them more as well.
Well, it's an uphill battle. You got to start somewhere. Like I said, from 50 to 150, that means that 100 MPs, new MPs, worked without any authority or title.
Right.
And they have to try to volunteer and be a civil.
And I guess your party's credibility also helped with that. Because
brand equity is
Brand
something,
equity is
but it doesn't resonate with a lot of people. We're supposed to be more of a social democrat, more of a liberal left.
Right.
Usually, if you look at statistics, if there's any mathematician in the audience, if you have a bell curve, usually the far right and the far left, in our context, so we will be center in Europe, for example. We should just get 15%. You know, or 15% and 15%, because the normal distribution would be on the center, generic kind of politics. But we got 40, so it's something that we managed to pull the curve, the normal distribution curve, towards the left. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if I stay with my core constituency, I should just get 15%, not more.
Yep.
You made a lot of mathematicians happy today by explaining the bell curve.
Yes.
Okay.
And my statistics professor. I still remember.
I want to ask you about this. 45 people, democracy died because of they didn't fill the quorum. They didn't fill the quorum. Were there massive demonstrations after in Thailand? I mean, there must have been. Imagine all of these people voted for you. I mean, right? 45 people didn't show up. What happened? What happened with Thailand?
The big uprising was after Party 1.0 dissolution, but that's not all of it. So you know, it's never about us. It was never about the party. It was never about an individual. But it's really about their future, about their livelihood. You know, that it happened during COVID crisis. It happened. You know, finally they had someone to be hopeful for, and it's being destroyed. But then the violence that happened, whether it's a violence in the courtroom, lawfare and warfare, you know, the tear gas and the water cannon, and a lot of protest leaders had to go into exile. Some were charged with a lot of computer crime and lèse majesté law. So protest fatigue, you know, after 6-7 months of trying to be resilient and everything like that. And finally, 2 years later, 2023, election happened. They turned that energy from bullets to ballots. Yeah, you know what I mean?
From bullets to ballots.
So they turned the fight or the risk of going against the bullets to the opportunity of the ballots. And that's why the voting turnout was 76, 77%, like the highest in Thai history. And then they started to see, hey, if I show up for 4 seconds in the ballot and do my civic duty, there's a probability of changing the future of my country and my destiny at the same time. Maybe there's no need to go on the streets anymore. But you can never tell. You never know, because you have to understand, if it's peaceful protest, if it's peaceful assembly, if it's non-violent, is their democratic right.
Yeah.
And it's control of the agenda. Election, control of the agenda, freedom of the press, peaceful transition. That's essentially what the democracy should do. So if the youth were to go out and protest to control the agenda, even if it's against someone who they elected, it's part of democracy as long as it's not violent. So you should support them. So, it could happen later on, but it didn't happen at the time. And I hope I'm right. I hope that they're waiting to release that frustration in the next election.
When's the next election? 2027, 2028?
No, the snap election is January and the election date is April.
Next April, 2026.
Yeah. It's
Also, you guys have it every 3 years.
No, every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
But lots of things happen.
Oh, got it.
Three prime ministers gone by constitutional court.
Right.
Not just me. And now with the current interim sort of prime minister, he has 2% popular vote.
2% popular.
Yes.
Man, whoever you are, sir, that's bad. Okay. 2%? I mean, what?
So he has to. So he promised to hold a snap election in January.
In January 2026.
Yes.
Wow.
But what we wanted out of political dialogue was to have a constitutional amendment, because the current constitution was drafted by the military or the proxy of the military.
Yep.
So we want two things. We want constitutional. You have 17 plus 8.
Yes.
We just want a constitutional amendment and a snap election.
Got it.
That was the thing. But so snap election seems to be set in stone. Not so sure about the constitutional amendment. It's the rules of the game. Yeah. That's how elites cling on to power. So the opposition, or my People's Party, which is 3.0 now.
3.0.
3.0 is keeping the prime minister accountable. We're still the largest bloc in the parliament of Thailand.
Crazy.
So even all that demolition, even all that scrutiny, we're still number one. Imagine that.
It's crazy.
Even if I'm gone, we're still number one.
Yeah.
So we're a formidable force in Thai politics. The goal going forward, and I don't know how long your podcast is, or could be the ending, is that the goal of our movement is to be the undisputed leader of Thai politics. So regardless of your political views, you cannot disregard us.
Damn.
And the way you do it, you gotta win more.
Right.
Win wide and win deep. Win national and win local and win provincial. And domination of ideas as well. So, a lot of outsiders might think that, me and military, me and independent organizations don't see eye to eye.
But that's not true.
But we have dialogue all the time. We won all the army dense area districts too.
Wow.
Because we speak for human rights for them. We speak for professionalism for them.
Yeah.
And also we try to make sure that it's a strong profession for a lot of people who wanted to prevent the country. Make sure that you take care of all the external threat, but never mingle with internal affairs or politics.
Right.
So we do keep dialogue with the younger generals and the younger businessmen and the younger independent. We have to dominate the ideas and look them eye to eye that, those fake news are not true. This is for the betterment of Thailand, where it's inclusive and just. And a good contributor to ASEAN.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. We're gonna move on to just a bit of a question from the audience.
From the audience, yeah.
This is from Oki Sutanto. By the way, great writer. It's a great Indonesian writer. Do you have any regrets? If you could go back in time, what would you do different?
No regrets, only memories.
Whoa! Whoa! No regrets, only
That's
memories.
really good.
That can also be for
really
love, guys. For love.
Tell them,
no
Andovi.
regrets, only memories.
Single dad, by the way, so no romance.
I didn't know. Wow. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go.
You were gonna say something bad.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say any.
Luckily, Abigail is sitting here. So.
I was gonna like any Thai, celebrities. Maybe who are.
We have one of our MPs, one of the boldest one, has an Indonesian wife. So that's some ASEAN family right there. Ivana, shout out to Ivana if she's watching from Thailand.
Indonesian women who
no.
There's a lot of
nothing to do with that. Politician, you got to be very careful when it comes to these things.
Okay.
You could be considered, nothing sexual going on for sure.
Right.
But no regrets, only memories in the sense that because two things, I don't take personally. It happens to a lot of political parties, many politicians ban. You got to be worried about the country, making sure that I'm the last case, I'm the last victim. And otherwise, no one would want to run for public office because it's so dirty and it's so dramatized and you want to do. But the second thing is I also put my mindset, if this is the start and if this is the end, this is the goal. I look from how far I have come rather than how much I have left. The almost prime minister, but the gift of almost in anything that you do. If you are a student, if you work, if you're an athlete, if you're a politician, if you can be called almost. The gift of almost is that you tried. You gave it your best.
That's true.
And almost mean maybe like 10% left or something like that. Right. But you should look at the 90% of your effort. I mean, that's why I'm very content and I walked out of politics as a winner. I walked out of politics as you can say anything, but you can never say that I was a loser. I won.
Sir, your mindset is very admirable.
So if you do something like that, that's how you have like personal resilience. Right. So you don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not something that's said against me, something that is done against me, and I'm content. I'm happy because I choose to put my mind in the right frame. If I put it in the wrong frame, then it's so bitter. I came number one, and they didn't give me the title. They didn't give me the trophy, and they banned me from the game.
Yep.
I just become a coach, man, and then I let other people play because I'm banned, but I can still like coach younger generation. So
I love that.
Where's the time for the regret?
Right. The mental resiliency.
That's insane.
And to be away from the old people from Parliament, and to be in Boston specifically, where it's almost like a second home.
Yeah.
I finally get to be in a room where I listen more than I talk. But if you are a leader of a party or if you're a prime minister or candidate, you got to have opinion to almost everything. Once you walk into the room, you got to say something.
Yeah.
But when you talk, you are repeating what you already know.
Yep.
But when you start to be in a room where you don't say anything because you have to listen to all these MIT professors or MIT practitioners talk about the future of work when it comes to generative AI and LLM and the security of semiconductor and the geopolitics of submarine cables and things like that. Right. That's something I cannot get in Thai Parliament.
That's insane.
So I'm grooming next gen leaders. I'm sharing my experience, but I'm also learning at the same time. So when I return to politics in 9 years, at the age of 54, I'm still vigorous, capable, able to take on challenges and update it myself.
Damn. Wow. That's crazy.
No, yeah, that's a really good. I feel like a lot of
next.
people need to listen to that.
I like it.
Next.
And this is related to what you just said.
So when we finish this, I'm gonna flip this podcast.
And you're gonna ask.
I'm gonna ask you questions so that the Thai audience can understand it
cool.
too.
Okay, Andovi, you choose this
But I'll be
or
very
this.
quick.
Okay. From
You choose this or this. I
no,
can't.
Taufik Rahman 13.
Taufik, okay,
Taufik Rahman 13. Hi, Mr. Pita. Thailand has this
People Party,
Thai. Malaysia has Parti Muda. Indonesia once had hope with PSI. This is not me saying it. This is him. But in reality, it was rubbish. Wow. Is fighting for democracy through political parties effective? What if the values of a party are no longer relevant to the ideals on which it was founded? And is compromise really necessary for a party to be able to enter parliament?
Really good question.
Okay, so I've heard of PSI, but I haven't followed. So I can't comment on it.
You don't have to.
But the essence of the question is about political party politics. It will work as long as it's institutionalized. The party has to be bigger than an individual. If the party was about me, then there's no 3.0. If the party was about the individual in 1.0, it wouldn't be 2.0.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the current political dynamics, the level of autocratic rising, you have to manage the party to be institutionalized rather than individualized. You have a strong succession planning. You have a strong teamwork. You have a strong volunteer management. You have the right strategy and organization structure that checks and balance with the internal audit within the party, both effective and accountable. Then it will work. So I don't know. But and also People's Party still has to improve.
Of course.
You know, there's no finish line in party politics and democracy.
Yeah.
It's much harder than managing private companies for sure.
Yeah.
Private companies, you can fire, you can hire, you can have KPIs and things like that. But managing political party is a different animal because of the rules of the game. You know, the incumbent, the barrier to entry in terms of finance, in terms of logistics and things like that. So it's a different ball game. So you think of it as a institution rather than a company. You know?
Love that answer.
That's a good point because in Indonesia, a lot of the time, like parties are still differentiated by their leaders instead of their ideas. Here, like a lot of parties are known for the figure, like main figure.
In order for us to survive in this region, in kind of political environment, they can take out a person, but they can never take out the idea. So if you have that kind of idea and it's institutionalized, and also implementation is super important. I mean, if you have a great idea, you can't execute. You don't have the ability to think long term. Then it's not going to materialize. You'll be a flip-flop politician, you know?
Okay,
this is the last question from the audience.
Okay.
last one.
From Chris Bell. Hi, Mr. Pita. I really want to know, through all the intense public scrutiny and political turbulence, what is the fundamental moral compass or core philosophy that guides your life and leadership when navigating these ups and downs? Great question.
Dignity and fairness, but it's no longer a compass. Now you need GPS.
That's brilliant. You should be a stand-up comedian.
No, this is a seasoned politician.
You know why?
That's
Because now the issue all around the world, if I were to offer to the audience, whether you agree with me or not, it's slow institutions versus fast autocrats. They move fast. Autocrats fast, they move fast. They're elected autocrats. And they move very fast. It's called, the whiplash. They come up with new things all the time to test your morality and things like that. So you got to really, make sure that it's really GPS without cutting corners anyway, by the way. But you got to be able to have that kind of political autonomy that I talked about in the beginning. Dignity and fairness is something abstract that anybody can say. But to have that kind of freedom to say what you want to say, vote what you want to vote, speak what you want to speak, you got to have that kind of political autonomy and owe no one. Because if you owe someone, then you got to answering phone calls, you got to do exactly what they tell you to.
Like
and you wouldn't be able to use that GPS,
Dude, I love it. Dignity and fairness with the GPS.
That's really good.
And it's got to be fast thinking.
Thinking,
because,
That's why it's a GPS, not a compass anymore.
Compass is like, what's happening?
Okay, so before, I have one more, but this is more of like a fun question.
Sorry,
so,
the political life is almost like a roller coaster without any seatbelts.
Without your seatbelt? Wow, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
So that's why, where are you going and things like that, you got to have
the GPS
rather than the map or the compass to be digital savvy.
So, Abigail, this is,
But before we go into that, I think,
My turn?
you can ask us.
This is ask us.
So if, in Thailand, we know what dark Indonesia is. We heard about the budget issue. We heard about the school lunch. We heard about 17+8. We heard about the police brutality and the run over. We've heard about the change of age. And many more.
You've heard many things.
And the allowance, the housing allowance of the politician, the dancing inside. That's what we get from reading from international news outlet or maybe TikTok. tell the Thai audiences in Thailand one thing that they cannot read from a formal newspaper, since you guys are spoon-fed
I
informal
love this.
channel.
I love this.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah,
I'll go
go.
first. I think the one thing that the Thai people cannot get from formal news, and in some sense, data, I think especially with the middle class Indonesians, there is a loss of forward structure in their lives. We have no staircase anymore to move up to whatever it is. So, for example, if you're middle class, of course, poverty is always an issue. I mean, all that aside, of course, there's a sense that in Indonesia, you've been doing the right thing. You go to school, you do the right thing, you go to university, but you're stuck because the elites have got everything on lock. There's no social mobility ladder anymore in Indonesia.
Can I ask a follow-up, and then I'll let you speak?
Yeah.
Your father and your grandfather,
Okay.
would you be able to say that your father's life was more comfortable than your grandfather's life?
Okay, specifically for me,
For
no.
you, for you,
For
yeah.
me, no.
Yeah.
I live a better life than my father.
No. Your father and your grandfather first, not you.
Oh, that's a
Would
great
you say
question.
that your father has a more comfortable life than your grandfather?
In my dad's side, yes. My
And-
father.
Yeah. Now move to a generation. Would you say that you have a more comfortable life than your father?
Comfortable. And you're talking about me, right? Cause,
Yeah.
'cause I've quote unquote made it in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
But
The next question is, if you have kids, would you be able to say the same?
no, that is your abs. If I have kids, I don't know if I would be able to provide them the same level of life that I have.
Yeah, so similar to Thailand, but that's a layman's term of how to explain social mobility. So if you this is a very technocratic term, and there's no future, no social mobility. But if you ask this question, for my case, my father lives a much better life than my grandfather that migrated from Hainan to Bangkok, selling the fishery products in Chinatown. My father went to graduate school in Colorado, became a CEO of a company.
Right.
I had a privileged life from my father. So from me, better life than my father. My father, better life than my grandfather. But I cannot say that for my daughter. That she'll have a better life than me. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's what we're stuck. If that's true, if what you're saying is true in Indonesia, it's the same situation in Thailand.
It's stuck, and it's just stuck to a place where, look, I'm someone who's quote unquote made it. It's so hard for me to get a house outside of Jakarta.
I see. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I've made it. And don't get me wrong. This is not a pity party. I've got a house, but still, it. So I can imagine people who are middle class Indonesians are like, it's impossible. And they always say this. Well, then don't buy a house in Jakarta. Don't buy. Well, really, that's the solution? Or don't get a house in Bangkok. Get a house somewhere else. I mean, like, you're not giving a solution. What if people want to live in Jakarta? What if people live out in the surrounding areas, right? Yeah. So that's my answer. There's no. I don't feel there's only social mobility. Like, and only the elites will get.
Okay.
Whatever they want, and if it's the same in Indonesia and it's the same in Thai, then
Australia, London,
same.
and, you know,
Same all
these
over
are
the
the
world.
things that are happening all over the world, and then it begs the question of thinking why the issue happening. Obviously, a lot of people will point to the minorities.
Right,
The people will point to migrants or international students.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
The
But
blame
you got to
game.
really think whether the minority are these people or the elites hoarding the supply of
Yeah.
the
Right,
housing, holding so much land and things like that. So that's a kind of analysis that's worth digging into. Otherwise, Democrats all around the world, it's very hard when nothing works and you point to an enemy.
Right.
And nationalism becomes an issue.
Right.
Then really because we haven't pointed to the alternative of a possible cause of our hardship nowadays. Right. That's something to think about. Abigail, would you do us the grace and wrap it up for us?
Yes.
It's almost like I own the thing.
Yeah.
My
Welcome
apologies.
to Pita's What is Up Indonesia podcast.
Pita's podcast.
Pita's podcast.
For me, I know I mentioned something else to you behind the scene, but I don't think I'm going to go with that answer. I think I'm going to say that there is a breakdown of merit here in Indonesia and how people value intellectualism and how people value meritocracy. I think there's a rise in anti-intellectualism and anti-meritocracy. People no longer believe that it's important for them to study hard, to get a degree, to go to university, to work hard, because they see that all of the people who made it, who get all these status and all these great jobs, they didn't get there through merit, nor through intellectualism, nor through hard work. They got it because they know somebody from the inside, or they praise somebody. I'm trying to find a more polite term.
Jilat.
Yeah, I know.
They lick their asses.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. They praise the right person, or they, form the right coalition with somebody. And so it's not based on merit, it's based on connection. And I've seen a lot of young people starting to question, like, why do I have to study for my exam? Why do I even have to graduate university? I can just drop out. I'll join this campaign team. I'll lick the right asses, like Andovi said, and then I'll make it, And these breakdown, I feel like, are permeating to all industry, to the sciences, to the education, to businesses, to politics, obviously. And that is ruining the quality of leader we are getting.
That's the second time I've heard it. The first time I've heard something along this line was a Harvard Business School professor. And he said that a lot of depression and anxiety that our generation is getting is because we no longer have any deep, meaningful purpose in our life. No intellectuals left in our life because of our dopamine addiction, through the technology, through the algorithm, through all these things that we have. So that's why it's very hard for us to talk intellectually or disagree with constructive disagreement and things like that because of that. And that's something that both countries should be worried collectively. And that's why it's an issue as well for the young generation. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the time. Hopefully it's not too long.
Wait, so
for the work.
as closing,
Closing.
more. We cannot end without this. I'm sorry.
It's not a question. It's not a question. It's not a question.
I'm sorry, but so somebody mentioned this.
Yeah.
Right? So it's Trisna W. Okay. How are you feeling after the viral video of you being interviewed by the reporters? The legendary, oh my gosh. The legendary stare of the reporter to you, if you know what I mean. I'm eager to know your response since the video went viral here in Indonesia. And
But how can I know which video?
I'm going to show you the video.
Okay.
Let's watch the
Okay,
video.
good people.
I'm going to show you.
I remember.
You remember?
This was inside the parliament in front of the budget committee.
Wow. He's looking.
It's looking, and it says here like, lirikan mata wartawan asal Thailand ini bikin gemes netizen. Can you translate that?
Translate.
And he says like the stare of the reporter from Thailand is making the internet people
Gemes. I don't know.
clamoring for.
It's like
a.
It's a violent form
Before
of
I answer, I verify everything.
Wait. Can I
how
show
viral
you?
in Indonesia?
It went quite viral.
Very
TikTok.
viral.
Oh, really?
Very viral.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I typed in a couple of like keyword like reporter Thailand lucu or something, and then this is all
really?
over. And what's even funnier is that people point out that this is his expression when interviewing another person. Comparing that.
That's my competitor. That's number 2.
Guys, see the difference?
Right?
The way he looked at Pita. The way look at his stare.
And then the guy.
And then look at the guy.
Maybe he's tired. Maybe no lunch or something like that.
Right. So Trisna want to know how you feel about that video.
Nothing. I mean, I respect the press. I have to give the credit to this person, an intern. Intern for a channel called Voice.
Oh, you know this guy.
Of course.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have any personal connection.
Right.
But obviously, as a politician, you have to respect the journalists and the reporters.
Of course.
And I remember exactly when that happened. Maybe fourth floor on the parliament in front of a budget committee room, and it was internship. So probably one of the first few duties that the person was responsible for. In Thailand, we were very gender sensitive. So this person, I don't know how this person wants to be called, but this person was doing the job of very important in democracy, interviewing, and also like probably interning at the time.
Right.
And I hope that this person succeeds in being an important part of democracy, which is journalism. Freedom of the press, that's what I'm champion for.
Get
so it's nothing to do with.
Get someone
I'm
to
glad
look
that
like
it went viral, but it shows the importance of
free press.
Of journalism and free press.
Absolutely.
And younger people joining journalism as well, not just politics.
Agree.
Well, great answer.
Mr. Pita, thank you so much. Guys, give it up for
Thank you
Pita.
so
Give it up
much.
for Pita, Mr. Pita. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama. Guys, see you guys next in Thailand. Bye.